glad to be able to sit here with Mike and Kathy Daugherty this afternoon. Mike is one of our elders at Southside, and we're happy to have them join us and just sit and talk for a little bit. Really easy questions, don't worry. All right.
I'm counting on that.
Okay. So, Mike, now where is it that you work?
I work for Performance Food Service. Sales
Performance?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're in Lebanon, well, we're nationwide, but Lebanon, Tennessee is where I work at.
Okay. How long have you been there?
I've been with them 6 years.
6 years, okay.
I was with U.S. Foods, same business, different company for 28.
Gotcha. What's that like? Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy the interaction with the customers and that process. You know, sometimes the corporate structure gets a little weird, but
okay.
The rest of it I like. Yeah.
Okay, good. And Kathy, you worked outside the home, or do work outside the home?
I do, yeah.
Do, currently?
Yes.
Right, okay.
I retired from Petter Business Systems in Paducah.
Okay, I thought.
After 29 years.
Okay.
And when we moved here, I got a job with Christian County Public School System, working in the cafeteria, and I love it. I get
great.
Summers off, and I get to interact with the kids until COVID hit, of course.
Sure.
You know, everything's different now. But anyway, I do enjoy it.
Now, do you work at one school specifically?
South Christian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was at Pembroke, and then I transferred to South Christian because it was so much closer to where we live.
Right. So, I guess working in the cafeteria, you won't be doing that for a while, will you?
Well, I still am. Yeah, we do. We've always continued to do lunches for the kids.
Oh, that's right.
We're essential workers.
Right. Yes. That's right. Essential workers. Okay. All right. Now, you and I saw each other on Saturday. You were out riding your bike, and you've been involved in like charity bike rides.
Yes.
And
for the last 3 years, the month of June,
okay.
I ride for Kids Cancer.
Okay.
It's a fundraiser, and it's called the Great American Cancer Challenge.
Okay.
And you challenge, so for me to ride so many miles, and then I get donations. This year they moved it to September, so next month I'll be there.
Okay. Now, is that St. Jude's? Is that where they go?
No, it's not St. Jude's.
Okay.
It's just the Great American Cancer for kids cancer only.
Gotcha. Okay.
90% of the proceeds go strictly to research.
Wow. Okay.
So it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Good. That's great. Mike?
And the next question is not, do I ride?
I noticed you weren't out there that day.
If it's got a motor or 4 legs, I might ride it, but I'm not riding a bicycle.
Okay. Well, then what hidden talents or hobbies do you have?
I'm a gentleman farmer.
Okay.
I'm a deer farmer. I'll put it that way. I'm a deer farmer.
A deer farmer?
Yeah.
Now, what does that mean?
He feeds them so he can hunt them.
Lure them in.
Yeah. Get them comfortable there. You know, you feed them, you provide them someplace to lay their head down, and then you shoot them.
And you have venison.
Right, exactly.
Actually, I've gotten to the point where I can care less whether I kill one or not. I just enjoy being out there.
Okay.
And the boys love it, and grandkids, and it's just a fun time.
Noah, get out there and see the.
He's riding around in the Ranger and seeing them, but him sitting in a deer stand is a few years away.
Sure, I bet. A little too much energy right now.
Yes, absolutely.
Especially hanging 20 foot off the side of the tree.
Sure. Okay, so let's shift gears just a little bit. Are either or both of you from Hopkinsville originally? Really? Okay.
I was born in Bardstown, but Dad moved. He was from Hopkinsville. Mom and Dad were from Hopkinsville. They moved back when I was 7.
Okay.
Dad did the state police. They transferred around from Bardstown to Russell and Russell to here.
Okay. So from the age of 7 up, you were pretty much here.
This is all I remember.
Okay. And same for you.
Well, I was born in Cadiz, but we moved here when I was in first grade.
Okay.
So grew up in Hopkinsville.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then that, I mean, the next question then is, when did y'all meet? Did you meet when you were kids, or
My junior year of high school.
your junior year of high school?
We went over this last night.
Oh, because you knew it was
Because
coming.
I'm the one that didn't
She
remember.
couldn't remember, yeah.
And
Obviously, it was more impactful for me
That's
than it was
right.
for her.
That's right. Yeah, me and Dana are the same way.
She made much more of an impression on me than I made on her.
but we worked together at Bonanza.
At
It
Bonanza.
was used to be Bonanza Steakhouse down here on the boulevard.
Yeah.
It's burnt several years
Okay.
ago now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my first job off the farm, and I'd been there for a little while. She had actually worked there before and been off for cheerleading and came back to work.
Okay. So does that mean you're high school sweethearts and
Well,
Sort of, kind of.
sort of kind?
I took her out one time, and she dumped me and went back to her old boyfriend. For a year. And then
Figured out that was a big mistake.
Yeah,
I
she
did.
realized.
A year later. It took me a year, but a year later, I came to my senses.
Right.
And I had to date several girls in that year to find out that she was the one.
Right. So then, did you get married pretty soon out of high school, or?
We did.
Okay.
I graduated in 77 and we got married in 79.
Right.
He moved to Paducah. I moved to Madisonville to manage Bonanza that they had just
Oh,
built.
okay. Okay.
And our phone bills, there was no cell phones.
Yes.
Our phone bills were more than our rent.
Oh, wow.
And so
We'd fall asleep some
we
nights with the
decided,
phone
we
and
decided
be
it would,
all night long.
Oh,
we decided it would be cheaper to get married.
Right.
We found out real quick that was not the truth.
I think I got like you're talking 1978. I got a $250 phone bill one month, and I thought,
In 1978.
Yeah.
it's
That's your
got to be
whole-
cheaper. You're married.
That's
Oh,
your
no
whole
kidding.
paycheck. Yeah, that's your whole paycheck.
Oh, wow.
78, yeah. But anyway,
Wow.
we had a lot to talk about.
I guess so.
I mean, we hadn't seen each other in like 2 days.
Right, yeah. All the way from Madisonville to
No
Paducah.
texting,
Right,
We
right.
had stuff we had to say.
Right, so you've been married 41 years as of today.
Today at 2 o'clock.
Today at 2 o'clock. I did not plan this that way. Okay, this was their choice on what day we sort of set this up. So in 41 years, what is something that you would say you discovered is one of the more challenging things about married life?
Early on, I'd say it was communicating.
Okay.
Like, her saying something, we understand what she said.
Okay.
Now we almost don't even have to talk because I know what she's thinking. And she knows what I'm
Right.
thinking.
It's that
Right.
look.
Oh, the
It's
look.
the look.
Okay.
He's like, okay.
That's the reason we built the house with a basement and the top floor.
No, seriously, if you can survive building a house together,
That's true.
your marriage is secure.
So you would say that one of the more challenging things you've gone through is just this house that you
Yeah.
recently built.
We actually did
I mean,
fairly
we did
well.
fine with it. It was just
Early in our marriage, it would not have been pretty. But as we're older, things doesn't matter as much.
Okay. Okay.
It's like,
Yes.
well, we didn't put that wall in like you wanted. And I'm like, it's a wall. It's not a big deal.
Right.
It's just
Yes.
things like that.
Isn't that interesting the way
Change
that
just
goes?
is not as big a deal
Yes.
as it once was. In the big picture stuff, it's just not. It just doesn't matter.
Right.
I mean, I think that's the key. Maybe not the only key. Would you like to talk?
Well, I was just thinking, actually, we bought property across the road from our house in Paducah to build a house on.
Oh, okay.
I bought 5 acres across from there, and we actually picked out the exact same house plan, 2 different books, not together,
Right.
and that was the last thing we agreed on that
Okay.
house. So this was a real step of faith right here
Right.
to build this one down here.
So in 41 years, what has been one of the bigger blessings of married life?
I think seeing my kids get married and
Okay.
Grandkids.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know, I think that's our blessing.
Okay. Yeah.
I tell people all the time, grandkids are a blessing you get for not killing your own kids when
He says that, but our kids are
Our
like
kids are
zero
really good. Yeah.
trouble.
Right.
I mean, I'm thinking.
I mean, if I'd had a child like mine, or like I was,
Like, okay,
I
I
could
know what you mean.
understand it.
I was
Yeah,
thinking,
yeah.
he's thinking, that's what his mother said.
Yeah.
He's repeating what his mom said. Because our kids were really, they were zero
Right.
problems.
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Seeing
I'm
our
always.
two grandchildren get baptized.
Okay. Yes.
My two oldest
Yeah.
are, you know,
That's great. Yeah, it's funny. You say both kids were pretty easy going.
They were very
easy to manage.
no
That's
problem.
pretty rare. I've known a lot of parents who said if we'd had that second one first, we would have stopped.
Well, now,
No, Brad was more of a challenge.
he was a challenge, but only rowdiness.
Yeah,
Oh,
he just-
well, okay.
You know, you
Yeah,
can handle
that's
that stuff.
Rowdy boys, yeah.
You can handle that stuff, but you
It's
know,
the
they were
repair.
both very, very good.
Okay, so how long did building the house end up taking?
Woo-wee.
Well, it was.
It was a process.
Yeah, 2 solid years.
Okay.
We had some issues with electrician, plumber that really
Right.
put everything behind. And it's still not done. I still got stuff to do. But it may not be done the day that you're standing over my coffin
Okay.
saying, you know.
But I'll be saying that he never did get that
He
house
never
done.
did finish that house.
Bless his heart, he never did get that.
You know, you can always talk about people who say bless their heart.
Right,
Right,
yes.
right, like bless his heart, but he never did finish that basement.
Oh, wow. First of all, would you ever recommend building a house to someone else after having gone through it?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I love my house.
Okay.
I mean, it was, you know, had some pains to it, but then anything good has some pains to it,
Right.
you know. And but yeah, I love it. I wouldn't change a thing.
So you'd say it's been worthwhile. It's been
Absolutely.
worth the headaches.
And everything, we kind of did it as we went along.
We didn't have any plans or anything.
We really didn't.
Really?
And everything that we did, we both loved.
Okay.
And during the middle of it, we would say, you know what? I don't think we're going to do that way. We'll do it this way.
Okay. And you
And-
kind of had the freedom to shift
Yeah.
gears as you wanted. Do you have any advice for someone who might be thinking about building a home?
I'd say line up your subcontractors, nail them down good before you do it. I did not do that. Like I said, I had one guy that was doing the electric and the plumbing, and that was one of the reasons why I took him, because he was going to do both. That was one less guy to do it.
Right.
Well, when I couldn't get him to finish his job like he was supposed to, that put everything else with electric wasn't in, couldn't get the insulation in. I mean, everything just backed in.
Right.
So,
Right.
I mean,
in saying all that, my advice would be to get a contractor.
Okay.
Because, you know, he was working full time.
Right. Right.
And trying to handle all that,
That's tough.
it is.
That's-
tough. And, you know, I hated to say, did you hear from that plumber again? I'm trying to skip a day.
Skip a day.
after the look, though, she knew.
Yeah. And I gave him the look, and I didn't even have to ask anymore.
One last question is, what has been one of the more encouraging or uplifting things that you've seen or heard lately? Just because we're all dealing with so much right now, and a lot of people are dealing with a lot of stressors that they're not used to. And I was just curious if you've seen or heard anything lately that was particularly encouraging or uplifting.
One of them for me was Jackson saying the other night when I was talking to him about the kids. Of course, I'm in restaurants and all day, and I see all walks of people in there. Almost invariably, they got those phones, and they'll be sitting at the table, and they're not even talking to each other. They're doing, and kids,
Right.
being in the same room, they'll even text back and forth instead of talking to each other.
Right.
And Jackson's saying that the kids really miss that interaction, even though they had it before, they were talking to each other. I was glad to hear that. So maybe something good's come out of it.
Right. Kind of a refresher on
we
what interaction looks like.
watching TV and wasting time watching TV and some of that stuff. I mean, I don't hardly watch TV at all. Of course, we didn't watch TV at all for a long time because I didn't have any way to watch.
Okay.
We just got a TV.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
that was
We've been
another
living there
issue.
since March, and we just got a TV.
So you didn't have a TV from the other place?
We had a TV, but when we moved, we couldn't get internet.
Yeah, we couldn't get any
And then
service.
COVID-19 hit.
Yes.
And so not only were we sheltering safe in place, we were sheltering safe in place without a TV or
Right.
internet.
So a lot of reading books, I guess.
We did.
Okay.
We
Okay.
read books, a lot of books.
Which I'm a reader.
He's a reader,
Okay.
and I honestly am not, but I really enjoyed it. You know, we really,
You didn't have all that noise.
no, I mean, we
house,
really
right.
enjoyed sheltering in place. But anyway, yeah.
So what kinds of books do you like to read?
I'm more, if I'm reading like something from Craig, it's more like Western or war type stuff. I
Okay,
mean, the
okay.
action stuff.
Is it historical or fiction?
I can go either way.
Okay.
I like the history a lot, but I probably never had read much fiction until probably the last 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
She got me started on
Books
books
on
on audio books.
Yes,
I'm on the road all the time.
Right.
It makes the travel so much
it does.
easier. I mean, from when I leave Mayfield, it's an hour and a half from Mayfield back here, and it just seems like I'm there. I mean, it's
Right.
just no time when I'm listening to a book.
That's right.
I just like something that ends happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the
If it's a
Hallmark.
true life event that something happens bad,
I
it's
get that.
mad because that's, they don't have to make it like that.
He's like, Kathy, it's a true story. I'm like, it's a movie. They could change it to make it happy.
They could. I mean, but if
He's
it's,
like, it's a true story.
Right.
It's going to end like the true story ends.
Yeah. Yes.
I read a lot of Amish books. I mean, our neighbors are Amish, all of them.
Okay.
And through those books, I've learned a lot about them.
Okay.
And so I read those. And anyway, I read a lot of different stuff.
Right.
But they have to end good.
Okay. Okay.
If I see they're not, I'll change books.
Really? Now, what do you mean you skip ahead a little and like check, or?
If it's not like I like it, I'll skip ahead and check. And if it just keeps going downhill,
Right.
shove it away and get something else.
So what you're saying is there's enough negativity in life as it is,
Absolutely.
without needing it in the book. to read.
Absolutely. I'm not going to read something that's going to turn out bad.
Right.
You know?
Right. I can
Through my
appreciate that.
books, I want to have uplifting
Yes.
things going on. Happy people.
Right. Right. Great. Great. Well, thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all being willing to do this. This is our first attempt at this, and I think it's gone really well. I really appreciate it.